What if I told you that one company, Apple, is now worth more than an entire continent? That's right. Apple's market value is now larger than the combined GDP of all 54 countries in Africa. But how is that even possible? What does this reveal about global wealth, power, and the way the modern economy is structured? Let's start with the basics. As of June 2025, Apple's market capitalization is around $3.2 trillion. That's not revenue, it's not profits. It's the total value of all outstanding shares of Apple stock. Investors around the world, from pension funds to Wall Street traders, believe Apple is worth over $3 trillion. That's more than the GDP of India, which is about $3.1 trillion, and, well, more than the GDP of the entire African continent. In 2024, Apple made over $120 billion in profit, more than many African nations produce in a year. Africa is a continent of more than 1.4 billion people, with abundant resources, booming cities, and rapidly growing youth populations. But when you combine the economic output, the GDP, of all 54 countries, the total comes to around $3 trillion. That includes Nigeria at $500 billion, Egypt at $400 billion, South Africa at $399 billion, and Kenya, Ethiopia, Ghana, Morocco, all under $150 billion. In fact, Apple's valuation is more than the top 5 African economies combined. Apple's enormous value comes from several key factors. Apple has one of the most recognized and trusted brands in the world. People associate it with quality, innovation, and prestige. Over 1.5 billion active devices. That's a built-in customer base paying for hardware, apps, cloud storage, and media. Apple controls both hardware and software, allowing high margins on products and services. It earns a percentage from almost every app or payment made through its ecosystem. And finally, Apple is plugged into the deepest capital markets in the world, US equity markets, attracting trillions in investment. So why is Apple bigger than Africa? The answer is complex, and honestly, rooted in history, economics, and global systems. Africa was systematically exploited during colonization. Infrastructure was built for extraction, not development. The effects still linger today. Africa receives less than 3% of global foreign direct investment. Many African startups struggle to access financing, even with brilliant ideas. Informal economies dominate. Infrastructure gaps persist. Political instability in parts of the continent deters large-scale investment. Most African countries still export raw materials, not finished products, making them vulnerable to price swings. This isn't just a fun fact, it reveals something pretty profound. Capital in today's world is hyper-concentrated. Global finance rewards scale and tech, not population or physical resources. Value creation today is digital, mobile, and borderless, while development remains slow and uneven. A single American company with 160,000 employees is worth more than 1.4 billion people trying to climb the development ladder. But Africa is changing, fast. Young innovators in Nairobi, Kigali, and Accra are building apps, financial tools, and climate tech. Mobile money like M-Pesa, crypto remittances, and solar startups are transforming lives. With the right investment, Africa could be the tech frontier of the 21st century. So yes, Apple is bigger than Africa. But maybe the real question isn't how is that possible? It's how long will that be true? If capital, innovation, and global fairness converge, Africa could soon rewrite that headline. Thanks for watching The International Lens. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below.